The next part of the XPOWER dryer family is the cage dryers. These are very special for groomers who do not have enough time, and time is of an essence when you're trying to do a lot of dogs. You can't do them all by hand. You have to have some assistance. So those very difficult coats where the use of volume of air, called CFM, cubic feet per minute, now becomes the issue. XPOWER offers you two models of these cage dryers. Now, first of all, you'll notice that the cage dryers are manufactured with the very tough ABS plastic, as we do in our force units. Notice also that we have on here a 3-hour timer that can be used or not used, and we also have on here a 3-speed. Induction motors by themselves have no carbon brushes. They're basically a maintenance-free motor. All you really have to do when you talk about maintenance on a routine basis are these snap-off filters. They're on both sides of the machines, and they're very easy to blow out, to keep clean, and it has to be done. Now, most of the time, cage dryers are up high. The reason for that, on top of the cages, is because your hair obviously is down on the ground, and it's going to bring a lot more hair into this particular intake. So it's always desirable to do that. However, it can be on the floor as well. It just means a little bit more of the groomer taking care to keep those filters clean. These particular machines are very, very lightweight. The one right here, which is the 430, this puts out 2,000 cubic feet per minute, which is a lot of air. If you go back to our force units that we have here, remember our highest cubic feet per minute is 180. So 2,000 is a huge increase. But again, we're not using any heat in our units. We're using only ambient temperature, and that's what we use for very several reasons. First of all, safety. If I put a heater in this, I run the risk of having problems with the animals. Basically, if I have one that's sick and they have a problem with their, it may cause you a medical problem and an issue that a groomer obviously cannot and does not want to face. Also, we have a legal problem going on. It seems to be that state after state wants to keep these heater units out of the marketplace, and again, too many mistakes have been made over the years. So we have a desirable filter here, piece of equipment, excuse me, which says that no, you're just going to have to be using ambient temperature because it's the safest, it's the most efficient way to do this. Now, another thing that's very excellent about this equipment, the 430 itself only draws 3.7 amps when you turn this on at full speed. Again, I can run this all day, very, very, very cost efficient. It really is an extremely good machine. These machines, if someone were to ask you how long will these machine goes, you could easily say 8-9 years, and if you ran them every day practically. We just don't know. The induction motor has a very, very tough, it goes a long, long way. Notice also that we have on these the cage kits. These are kits that allow us to use 3 different cages to dry at the exact same time. One of the keys to doing this is when you're using this particular piece of equipment, just keep in mind that this is our gate that is made of ABS plastic, the same that the machines are made out of, and we want to make sure that this guillotine, we have at least 2 of these particular fixtures on here open, because obviously if I try to put all that air that this is producing, 2,000 CFM, through one, I'm just not going to be able to get that amount of air out of here. So these flex hoses that you have are 9 feet long, they're 4.75 inches, and they do get a lot of air down those things, but let's be smart about it. Now again, the lock that we're using here, if you notice as I move this up and down, it locks into place. Unless you move it, it's not going to move. So that's another strong feature. You're not going to have a problem with these falling down and blocking that airway. As you can see, both units, and this is the 800, this 800 right here is a 3/4 horse, where the 430, as we know, is a 1/3 horse. Well, this right here doesn't pull that much energy either. This only pulls about 7.5, but it's putting out not 2,000 CFM, but 3,200 CFM. And I don't believe there's any unit that you can go to in the industry that has that effective 3,200 CFM capability. Again, we use another collar. This is not the same for both units. It's a different collar. The vinyl hosing here is the same. And these machines, again, will give you many, many years of life. It is not unusual in a very busy shop to have these running basically all day long. This is what their job is. But this is what we do to get more of a finish dry, where the groomer does not have the time to hand dry them. You've already used your force unit. You've gotten the gross amount of water. Now it's time to get that dampness down to a drying effect. But these are very valuable units. You'll also find them to be extremely cost effective. This unit right here, the MAP price is under $300 for everything you see in front of us. So again, very, very cost and very quiet units. Just like with our force units, everything we have is going to be a very quiet unit.